today. And so usually on the highway we have a pretty good little Wi-Fi, so we'll give it a try. It is a rainy day here in Ohio, and as you can see, the fall leaves are just turning. They are just gorgeous. So I thought, well, I was filming, but I thought, well, we're going the highway, so let's just give it a chance, right? You can see those trees are just beautiful. So my plan was to go outside to our normal little spot and sit and draw the semifinalist. So hopefully we'll see what the weather is. Maybe they're going straight, Mom. The weather is later on today. So we'll have to see what that looks like and what that consists of later on today, because we'll just have to see, right? We won't know until later today. So we'll see. If not, I'll have to do it in not such a scenic background, but at least it'll be there, right? So the fall leaves, I'm telling you, they're just coming to life. Hopefully the rain will even help those leaves to even grow even more, and or not grow, but be more stunning, I guess I can say. Yes, that's it. But so far we look like we have good reception. Good. But you can see it's a cloudy day today in Ohio, rainy, windy, and just a mess. I can honestly say it's a mess. So we'll see what the weather will bring for us later on today. For us to be able to do it outside. Hopefully it'll clear up, hoping that's what's going to happen. But hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Sunday, even though it's raining. You know, hi Sophia, how you doing? I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, you know, I thought about it, and sometimes it can be, you know, I think, haven't had the coffee yet, guys, so brain is not computing. But I think to some degree, you know, when fall comes, and I never thought of it this way till I had the quote that we did on Monday, and I wrote the song for it. But really, if you think about it, change is really hard for a lot of people. And being a mother of someone on the spectrum, change is something that looks like home. Change is something that is a struggle, and it's difficult. But, you know, as these fall leaves are changing, and they're doing it all around us, and we're going out and we're seeing them, it's my favorite time of year. It reminds us, as the quote says, and I will put out something today, put out the full song, change is beautiful. Sometimes we forget, sometimes we don't like change, none of us like change, but it can be beautiful. It may not be right away, it may take a little bit of time for that change to happen, but eventually it is going to. You know, when we moved to Florida, look at that one right in the middle. Oh, Florida to Ohio, it was a huge change. And I was excited. I was also very nervous. And it was, I remember moving into our home at that point in Cincinnati thinking, I just want to go back home. Even though I didn't like the traffic in Florida. I could have done without the traffic. I missed that because it was a very significant change. And so we have to remember sometimes that change is beautiful, and it can be beautiful. And same old kind of being planted, you know, being thankful where you are, and looking to bloom where you're planted, which is not always easy. You know, and I'm sure my mother would love to go back, and she's right here, to Florida, where it's nice and warm, and that's most likely never going to happen. I love Ohio, and I have learned to love it more and more as I have been rooted here. But, you know, accepting the fact that change does happen, that we have to be rooted wherever we are, and either we're going to be miserable or we're going to be happy. I've always liked society's discomfort of change affects the way we fear it too, because society that embraces change teaches better navigation skills early on. Yes. And I think look at this, isn't that beautiful? And I thought I had to take it because I knew the fall leaves were going to be amazing today. I think raising a child who really struggled with change, and she still does, it's not something that she handles on an ongoing basis with the most ease. And I don't deal with it very easily. My dad didn't deal with it extremely easily. It is something that, especially when you are dealing with, you know, that you learn how to adapt, and they learn how to adapt. She's gotten a lot better with it, but I think that we get comfortable, we get in our own little comfort place, and we don't want to, you know, get out of it. We don't want to get out of the comfort zone. Look at that one tree. I love it when you see these reds just pop right out. You know, I think to myself, and it was kind of significant because I love doing these bobble stitch blankets. I've put out a short with all of the blankets that we have done since 2024. I've done a lot. And I love the bobble stitch blankets. Absolutely love doing them. I love, you know, they're my niche. I think every crocheter picks something that they do well, and, you know, they do it. I don't do hats well. I don't do amigurumis well. There's things I don't do well, but I do these blankets and I do them well. And I think to myself, if I had we are currently having foggy, sunny, wet fall. I love seeing where it comes from and looking forward to winter storms being announced. Oh, that one. Oh, just stunning. Just beautiful. Look at those. Oh. And just that red one just popping out, saying, "Hi, I'm here. It's fall." Oh, I just love it. Kid candy store. I just think to myself, if I had been thinking, I cannot do these blankets, if I had not picked up the crochet hook and said, I'm going to give them a try, I'd have missed out on a blanket that I tremendously enjoy doing, a style that I tremendously enjoy doing. Here's the next part of that. It has taken me almost a year and more than a half, with a lot of stuff happening in between and some losses in between, to get comfortable enough to say to myself, you know what? I can do these patterns. I can do these patterns. I can, you know, accomplish them. I can figure out how to do them. And when I was kind of not forced into it, I was kind of nudged into it by a friend, I have done my first official pattern of Blessed to Crochet, and I love it. And I think to myself, I had to sit down and say, well, I could just modify this pattern. And I thought, no, let me plan it out. I did the first one that I'm working on, and that was simple. And I thought, okay, this isn't too hard. And I thought, let me just try, because I have a funny feeling that by adding 3 flowers instead of 2, I may be in a position where this blanket may be really big. And sure enough, it was going to be 170 stitches. I don't mind an oversized blanket, but that was going to be an oversized blanket. But I sat and did it, and the pattern that I came up with, figure out how to write the pattern to be able to put it out there, and I have to be able to finish it and so forth, and maybe have someone go ahead and test it for me. But the point of it is that I didn't think I could do it. Excel was something that kind of was like, this is how the place I get the patterns from, this is how she does her patterns. This is scary to me because I don't quite know how to do it. It seems a little bit overwhelming. And I'm so glad that I just said, well, let's just do it. Now I'm looking to go, okay, now I can do other ones. I want to do an Elvis pattern. I have another pattern that I want to do. We grew up with Pippi Longstocking, the quote of hers, I never done this before, so why shouldn't it work out? A great thing to learn. Just try it and figure it out. Am I going to hit the right thing? Because I want to take a screenshot of it. There we go. Because I'm going to use that quote at one point. Hi, Lulu's Treasure Trove. I think that probably can, hopefully got back. Hopefully I can, but I just think to myself, if you don't try, then you never know if you can do it. But I'm going to make a song out of that. I have a bad connection for some reason, but oh, well, that's okay. Well, thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. We're going to be drawing the semifinalists hopefully this afternoon. We went to a thing with my dad. It passed now for the rain. Yes, we're on our way to church. We reinterned my dad on Sunday or Thursday, and then I came home that night with a very, very congested and low grade fever. So I've been taking it easy over the past couple of days. The fever is gone. I'm still a little congested. Hopefully it was just allergies and change of weather. Look at that one just popping out. Oh, I just love that. It just pops out with the red. I just love it. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm just really tired, but I'm getting better. I think it was just a very emotional day, but I'm glad we did it. I'm glad it wasn't raining. That I can be thankful for. It was a little chilly, but it wasn't raining, because that would have just been not so fun. But I did put a video out with all the blankets, or a short out of all the blankets that I've done in 2021, or since 24. Bye-bye, Lulu. Thank you for stopping on in. And I also put a video out of the National Reserve Cemetery and Western Reserve. And just so everybody knows, we did not go through that cemetery as fast as the video has it. But there was no way to put the song in full without kind of making and speeding up the video. So it took about 11 minutes for the entire video to actually, it took 11 minutes for the video for me to be able to film it. It's such a big place. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And so I am so glad that we were able to, move him where we could go see, we could go visit. And I was thankful we were able to do that. So, I just thought about it. I thought that quote really meant something to me, as I thought, we have change. Change is around us. You can see it in the leaves. They are just stunning. Okay? Absolutely 100% stunning fall leaves. But we can either embrace change. Well, I'll have to check it in English for sure. I love it. I remember watching Pippi Longstocking when I was young. But I think change that is facing where planted. And that's not always easy. But I think to myself, if you're struggling with bloom where you're planted, but I think that if you're struggling, hi Janice, with that, like that friend called me last night and we just talked. And that's what community's here for us to get and talk and be there for each other when we're struggling with whatever we're struggling with. And so much more clearly through someone else's eyes. Sometimes when we're mixed with the situation, it's really hard to see it when we're going through it, right? That's what community, that's why it's so important. That's why this channel, because community is so important. Oh, my favorite time of year is change. You can either navigate it somehow, fight against the inevitables. I love that for sure. So you still have time to put your entry in for Blessed to Crochet, Blessings Through Connection, and Chrissy's Cosplay Wardrobe. We will be announcing the winners. What we are going to do is I will put out Chrissy's Cosplay Wardrobe and Blessings Through Connection this afternoon, and then about 7, 8 o'clock I'll do Blessed to Crochet. I will separate them just a little bit.